The knife I have with me today is a copy of the knife I had here on the island when I did the show. Abe Elias made that knife for me as a gift, and when I got back, it was, you know, it's like a treasured heirloom now. So he made me one exactly like it. It's a woodlore pattern knife with a very high Scandi grind, and this time he added on the end a crab cracker, because I was using the butt of my knife to crack the breastplates of the crabs, because out there on the reef when I catch the crabs I'd have no handy rocks to just grab them and crack the breastplates apart. So the only thing I had that was hard enough to do it was the butt of my knife. So he added the crab cracker, which I like it. It's a great feature. You can also use it for pounding bark and shredding cedar bark here to make fire starter. But it's a great knife. Got a piece of cedar here. Try and split. Split a section off here that I want to make another net needle. This is looking too thin. I really wish I had my axe here. Every night I did this, making shavings. I'm thinking part of this would make a good, this end here, make a really good fireboard. Working on a fireboard, and I'll probably make a spindle out of the other piece. I really like the little Opinel saw. These are great when you don't want to carry a large saw, a large folding saw. These fit in a pocket. It was a little bit small of a saw to take on a trip like alone. I needed a big one that could fell trees, but for little projects or cutting bamboo, the Opinel is a great tool. I love this thing. I used to say the smell of cedar reminds me of Desolation Cove, but right now everything reminds me of Desolation Cove because I'm surrounded by it. Man, that is a smell I associate with my time here. Absolutely. Let's trim up the edges of this so it's not so hard to hold. I slipped in the rocks yesterday. I mean, imagine that. Me slipping here. And cut the palm of my hand in barnacles. And that wasn't exactly a daily occurrence when I lived here, but it happened a lot. I mean, this land is it's slicker than snot. The seaweed and everything, you walk in it all the time. So this has another little split running down there, which I don't like because I wouldn't be able to notch this because of this split running through here. So I'm going to take that off by batoning my Scandi edged knife. Just get that in the crack. I'm going to take that off. And just gently tapping. There we go. Now that area that was split, that split damage, now when I go to notch, burn in a new hole and notch it, I won't be notching through that split and lose that. Yeah, the rest of this looks really good. Just shore that up a little bit here. The other thing I wanted for this fireboard, I wanted it thick enough that I could get more than one coal out of each hole, because when you're teaching and you have to stop and burn in another one and all that, it's kind of a pain. I like to burn one in, notch it, and then say, okay, you try, and have several people go through the process and attempt to get their first coal. I'd say that's just about done. Okay, this piece I got enough room for 2 spindles if I use my material wisely. Looking at the cracks in the end of that, and that's going to determine how much space I've got for the spindles. Now the correct way to split this piece is not to just baton it in half with brute force with the knife, but to use a wooden wedge. Now I started it with my knife. Now let's see if I can get this wedge in straight enough. There we go. That saved a lot of wear and tear on the knife, and I made a tool with the knife to do the job that I didn't want to do with the knife. So, yeah, if that makes any sense. Wooden wedges. Saves you all that time beating on the blade. Alright, so I got a fireboard, a hearthboard, and 2 spindles out of that piece of cedar, and this is my high tide project now. I'm looking over here and my rocks are exposed. I can get out on the point, which means I can go fishing. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see if I can get some greenling.